Alright, welcome back to Golden Josh Gaming. We're still playing Mega Man X right now, and the next place we're gonna go is to what looks like a power plant, where we're gonna fight Spark Mandrill. If we want to learn a little bit more about him, we check out the map. The power plant's right there, a little bit lower than the center of the map. If we want to learn his specs, his name's Spark Mandrill. He's got a height of exactly 10 feet. He weighs 646 pounds. His attacks are an electric spark and a dash punch. Which again, that kind of keeps up with the whole motion-based attack. But dash punch and jump press sound a lot more dangerous than just sliding and gliding. So, we're moving on up in the world. Alright, so this is an example of another level that gets changed by the order you play different levels. Because as you can see, when we come over here, we've got this whole plane. And if you look closely, you can notice that it is pieces of the plane that Storm Eagle was on. So, once we ruined his day, the pieces of the plane kind of crashed down. Which I don't know how they crashed down, even though the tubing up there is still intact, but that's consistency for you. It also messes with the power here. It makes it so it intermittently goes on and off, which isn't that big a deal, because at least the enemies still light up, but it's slightly irritating. Especially when we get to these light bird dart things. They go too fast. I don't know what they are. Maybe they're just fireflies. There we go. Finally got one. There we go. You always know they're going to send one to the place that you are jumping to. So, sometimes you're able to anticipate it. Alright, we get our first mini-boss of the game. And I'm going to use my go-to weapon for mini-bosses because of how much it just repeatedly hits them. Now that I can charge up my twister, I can also use that on him. Do some good damage. Let go of me! There we go. Nothing to it. I can show you our fire ability. We just increasingly shoot a flamethrower, and once we charge it up, it's just a nice little wall of fire. So, thanks, Flame Mammoth. If we were to go back to Storm Eagle stage right now, the fire would instantly take out those tanks that have a picture of fire on them. But I don't think it makes sense to do Flame Mammoth before Storm Eagle. Especially because you need the helmet upgrade to get the helmet upgrade. But it is what it is. Now we're just dealing with more power outage stuff. These nice tortoise enemies. And a heart tank. That I can hopefully get without much trouble. And I did. Our health is getting almost up to the same level as our weapons. Shows a nice little progression. More tortoise boss. Actually, I like to use the tornado on them too. Just takes them out no problem. Pretty much takes everything out no problem. It's one of my favorite abilities in the game. There we go. Too fast. And we've made it to Spark Mandrill. And I gotta tell you guys, I don't know if you've ever played Mega Man X, but Spark Mandrill is probably the most difficult boss. I mean, I know his weakness is ice, and it's just so hard to beat him. I mean, mainly what I end up doing is I run in. Well, I'll narrate it as I go. I run in, he does his little light show, He shows up, and I turn and I face the wall because I just know I can't beat him. I know I just have to give him the cold shoulder. Because he's too tough. I mean, what can I do? You just can't fight this kind of raw... Oh, geez, I actually didn't mess up. You can't fight this kind of raw power. He's just the toughest guy in the game. I mean... It took me years to beat him. Maybe even decades before I finally mastered fighting. Oh, I beat him. How about that? Yeah. As you can see, he's not hard at all. His weakness literally freezes him in place. And you can do it again. I actually like to shoot at the wall first because it makes it so it spreads out even more than the actual ice crystal. But it definitely makes him, as long as you have his weakness, it makes him pretty much a pathetic boss. But from him, I get an electric spark, which makes me shoot electric balls. Alright. Next, we can head over to Armored Armadillo. As you can see, he is in a little mining cave. If we want to get an idea where that is on the map, that's up there in the mountains, obviously. If I want to check out his specs, Armored Armadillo. He's got a height of 6.36 feet, a weight of 510 pounds. Attacks are his rolling shield and guarding. Woof. That doesn't even sound like attack. That sounds like a defense. I feel like I've been lied to. But I mean, you'd expect it. Armored Armadillo probably is pretty good at guarding because of, you know, the armor. Alright. This level we get introduced to little rolling minecart. But we also get introduced to these giant bats, which if you're ever trying to grind lives, these giant bats are like the best to do it. And of course now they're not going to drop any lives from me because... Oh, there we go. They just have such a high probability of dropping lives. And now I can do my costume change since I've got so many. So many... Oh no! I gotta get it. Never mind. I couldn't do the whole thing. But we got 4 lives. That's definitely enough for now. Alright, fight more bats. These tomahawk ostriches. Which, I don't know if you've ever really dealt with ostriches, but they're freaky. One time I was at a safari park, and, you know, you can pay for a little bucket so you can feed the animals. And so I fed the ostrich a little bit, but that little bit was not enough for him. So once I pulled my bucket of food back in the window, he just decided that, hey, I'm gonna follow you. And he craned his little neck in the window, and it's just freaky. I don't like ostriches. I mean, I'm not like terrified of them, but they're freaky animals. They are freaky, freaky animals. Man. These wheels are getting to me. Alright. Another minecart to jump on. Or get stabbed by. Whatever. This is so much more reliable than my car from the intro stage. Alright. Take him out before he even gets a chance to come over here, because if he did, I wouldn't be able to get my little heart tank. And I want to get all the heart tanks so I can truly be the Mega Man. The Mega Man. The extreme Mega Man. Gotta work the X in there somehow. Whoa! Riding this minecart is extreme! Get something up here. Drop down. And then now we can actually fight Armored Armadillo. Which, to be honest, unlike joking around with Spark Mandrill, he's a little bit more challenging. A few months ago was the first time I ever did a Buster-only run of this game, and it took me forever to beat this guy. But using his weakness, it definitely makes it a lot easier, because if he'll stop smashing into the walls, we can short out his armor, which makes him, you know, hittable. He's no longer good at guarding. I took away one of his key attacks. He also seems to shoot light balls at me. So there's that. How about I use my my charged up attack on him? Just so you can see what it is. It's like an electric field. It's pretty cool. But another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey! Yeah. Another one bites the dust. You'd think we might even be able to warp through that, hole that Armored Armadillo made. Not just through the solid rock. But, what are you gonna do? Now we can have a shield of our very own! Yay! Rolling shield. How great. Alright, that about does it for this venture into the world of Mega Man X. Next time we're going to come up here, and we're going to face off against Launch Octopus. But until then, stay golden, Internet. Bye-bye! Thanks for coming back and watching me here at Golden Josh Gaming. If you'd like, you can click on that subscribe button, because it'll help you find your way back here in the future. Kind of like Hansel and Gretel's trail of breadcrumbs. Well, until next time.